Shit. Tika! Come on, Tika! We got a job to do. Right here. Woo, this is gonna be cold. Holy shit, that's cold. Holy smokes. Let's go warm up. Good girl. I didn't even tape you crossing, my girl. Yeah, it's a tradition. I go out on I'm going out on the shortest day of the year. It's not the shortest day in terms of hours, it's the shortest day in terms of daylight. I'm gonna go out on a quick overnight. Hey, Tika. Well, I use my large, I prefer my big backpack for winter because I don't have to, you know, stress about packing everything perfectly. I can just shove everything in there, and I'm not going far. I'm only doing a quick overnight, so you know the extra poundage of the Arc'teryx is worth it. All right, so this is one of my favorite winter spots. It's I don't have far to go, especially since today I don't have much daylight and I had a late start. I just wanted to get out somewhere, you know, spend the night. And I can tell already there's not a lot of snow in the trees, so the snow, there's not enough snow for the snowshoes, so I'm just going to put them on my back. But this also creates another problem, which is my favorite campsite doesn't have a creek. So I'm going to have to find a spot with a creek because there's not enough snow to melt to make water. So I need open water today because I only got, you know, the liter that I'm starting out with. So it'll be an interesting day, interesting trip. 1:17 on December 21st. Sunset today is around 4:15, and if it sets behind one of these mountains, I'm gonna run out of daylight fast, you know. So I need to get to camp because I have camp chores, right? I need to set up camp and get firewood. I'm not worried. We'll be fine. Water is flowing. Yeah, gross. Problem, actually. See, this is a good little spot. I mean, I'm sheltered from the wind, and you know, there's a spot where I can put tents and it won't be wet, but there's no water. There's no snow. Too hot. Way too hot. Well, that answers that question. That's due south, so I won't have any sun after now. It's behind that mountain. there's a trapper in the area, because no motorized vehicle allowed, but a trapper has a special exemption, so he's allowed to check his trap line using a snowmobile. This is a snowmobile track. Well, this is kind of where I wanted to stop, just on the other side there. I was hoping there'd be open water. I'll have to look, see if there is open water, because there's definitely not a lot of snow, but there's definitely a lot of trees for firewood. Well, this is good. I got water right there, so I can bust some of that up further, and I have my flowing water right next to where I want to camp. Got to be careful walking on the snow. You never know when you're going to break through the ice. This is the spot I had in mind. I got a fire pit, an area where I can walk around in my slippers, and I can put my tent either down here, back there. I can find a spot. I can make this work. I used to have, in a lot of my videos, you've heard me say this over the years, you know, I've witnessed things in my videos, and I call them my crazy moments in life. Sometimes it's being on a summit somewhere. Sometimes it's an event that's just mind-boggling. Well, this like right now I'm shaking because this is a crazy moment in life. This is a crazy moment in life. I mean, I'm in the company of two great friends, and we are in the middle of a pandemic. We are exercising, social distancing. We are in the wilderness, and we are about to have caviar, capers, quail eggs, fresh savory pancakes, and fresh cream. My God. Thanks, Evan. Like, holy shit, man. Like, wow. It's not that I can make this work, it's that I will make this work. This is where I want to stay. Going further defeats the purpose of what I wanted to do today. I just wanted to come out here and enjoy a quiet evening. It is now 2:15, so it took me an hour to get here. Nothing. This is not about a destination. I've been here before. It's not about testing my skills. I've done that before. It's just about being out here on the winter solstice. The advantage of my tent is that it's so small, I can put it almost anywhere. I'm going to put it here. Get rid of this cow dung. Yeah, right there. Perfect. This thing's been reliable. The tent is basically freestanding, so all I got to do is set it up and test it out, and if I don't like it, I just move it. It's no big deal. Like, step one is just to set it up. It'll do. Maybe. Aha. That'll work. Perfect. It's a little crowded. You know, I gotta walk through here to get to the door, but this will protect from a few sparks. Now, this is only barely a 3-season tent, right? Because ultralight tents are so lightweight. All I need it for really is to keep the wind out. And so I'm going to stake this side, but I stake it down close like that, so it, you know, I don't need drafts going up in there. But it's basically just to stop the wind. because the foundation of my sleeping system is definitely, in my case, my sleeping bag. I have a minus 30 Celsius rated down sleeping bag. Like, it's a $500 sleeping bag. Maybe you don't have one of those. I've done videos on the subject. You can put a sleeping bag inside a sleeping bag. What I do is I put my thermarest, which isn't even insulated, and then I put a high density, yoga mat on top of that, and then my sleeping bag. So the mat for me is just comfort. It's not heat barrier too much. The yoga mat acts as a good heat barrier, or cold barrier in this case. And yeah, I'll be comfortable as a bug in a rug, because look at the weather today. It's going to be like -5 overnight. Nothing. My sleeping system is my thermarest, a yoga mat. I've done some research. Some people put it on the bottom and put the mattress on top. I put this on top of the mattress. That's my preference. And then the most important part of my sleeping system is in here. Maybe I should take the snowshoes off, but my -30 sleeping bag. And that's why, winter camping is bulky compared to summer camping. The sleeping bags are bigger, you got more clothing, more stuff. So that's why I like to bring this big bag. I mean, look at how easy I can strap the snowshoes on the side. It's got attachment points everywhere. It's not going to rip by the bottom of the snowshoes and stuff. And like I said, tomorrow when I'm packing up and I don't feel like folding everything perfectly, I can stuff a lot of things in here. I mean, this is 95 liters, so I don't have to be super worried about how I pack it, especially if my hands were cold in the morning. Just stuff everything in there and away you go. What else have I got? So I had to, got my fire starter, got my saw, and for winter I bring a bigger pot because I need to melt water, and I brought snow booties for walking around the camp. But you can see there's not even snow right now. And what else do I bring in winter? I get rid of the water filter because it could freeze and it's useless. Get rid of the bear spray, and then bring in more gloves, more clothing, and that's about it. I mean, there's not a huge difference between winter and summer camping if you think about it. It's just you need to be prepared for snowstorms and the cold and whatnot. Yeah, so thermarest, yoga mat, and then my the logo's gone, but my Outdoor Vitals -30 bag, and I'm going to be so comfortable in there. I just noticed I might get a little piece of tape here and put a little tape on the corner. I got a little rip and I'm losing feathers. Here's another spot where obviously people have camped. The trail goes around that way. I'm over there. Whoa! Check it out. Well, thank you, whoever did that. Lots of firewood here. I'm gonna come back and get that. There. Just like that, I got water. Yeah, that's my camp. Water's over there. I like these tall, lanky, branchless, dead spruce. You cut them from that end, you get lots of good stuff to start fire. You don't get tired cutting these. I mean, there's enough wood here for me for 4 hours, plus what I stole over there. I'm set, plus all this garbage. And if I run out, I know where there's some real close. you don't have a saw, you can just feed them into the fire as is, and it's a lazier way to do it. Actually, I think I'll go get another one of these. 3 o'clock. Got wood. Tent is set up, mattress is already inflated, chair set up, got water. Going for a little walk, go check out the old neighborhood. I got an idea. Oh, that's interesting. Wondering what those were. Look at all the deer track, those are salt licks. Somebody left salt blocks. Ah, it's gone. This is where me and Evan had winter camp out one time, and right about here Evan had built a table, and then he made beef stroganoff, and I usually camp over there. Where's the rest of the table? Where's the rope? We had our tent set up over here. Folks, we don't know yet.
I don't even think I know yet. I spent a few nights on that log with a fire right here. Put up the tarp. Looks different. One of Marty's favorite snacks out on the trail. Smoky. Got a nice willow. Amen. Well, that sun's down. I figure I better record my year-end Christmas message before it gets too dark. Listen, first of all, I want to thank everybody who's watching this now and who's watched my videos over the years. I've been doing this for a decade, and you know, it's one of the wonderful experiences of my life. I never thought at my age, at 56, that I'd still be doing social media and interacting with people on an almost daily basis. For me, YouTube has been overwhelmingly positive. I've had nothing but amazing feedback over the years, and I've met some amazing people because of my channel. 2024 was pretty good year, or 2023, sorry, we're not in 24 yet. 2023 was a darn good year for me. Got to do quite a few nice adventures. In fact, I think I hiked overnight almost in every month of the year. You know, went to Carnarvon Lake, went to Fording Pass, did that long 10-day loop in Klein Wilderness over Red Pass and Grey Pass. Did a couple of winter adventures with friends. And then I hunt, so I got my hunting adventures. So from an outdoor perspective, I had a great year outdoor. I'm still healthy. I have my health, which is super important. My family's doing well. I don't work anymore. I didn't work in 2023 basically, and so focused on staying at home and spending time with my wife and my family. The kids are doing great. You know, Sarah is 30 years old, and her career is taken off, and she's doing fine. She's a hairstylist at a high-end salon in Calgary. My oldest son Nick graduated in April from engineering with distinction, so that's, you know, I'm very proud of that. And I gave him his iron ring, which is was a highlight. and he lived with us for a little bit in the summer after graduating, and then he moved on. He's living with his older sister, but they're, you know, that's the cost of living in Calgary and in Canada right now, so they're sharing a new apartment, but his life is getting on, and he's working for an oil company, and he's liking it, and his girlfriend Emma graduated also, and she's got a great job, so they're all, you know, doing their thing. And then my youngest, Raymond, he's up in Edmonton, 3 hours away at the University of Alberta, and he's chosen also to go into engineering, and he's doing civil engineering. Good for him, a little variety in the family. And it's his second year there, so he's living in a house with friends instead of being in residence. He has a girlfriend as well, and things are going well for him. He's applying for jobs, and his goal is to find work in Edmonton or somewhere so he doesn't have to come back to Calgary. So he's doing his thing, which leaves the fourth child, who's not my youngest. It's our third oldest. That's Patrick, and Patrick chose to go to the University of Calgary, so he still lives with us. But he just finished his seventh semester, half of fourth year. So all he's got left ahead of him is 3-4 more months. So come April, I will give him his iron ring. He's also graduating with distinction. Has a grade point average of 4 out of 4. So studying very hard. Very proud of him and his friends and what they've accomplished. And he has a steady girlfriend, Lori, and she's doing well. She's studying to become a paramedic. She won't be with us this Christmas because she's doing a work term and she's stuck having to work through the holidays. But that's the life of some people, you know, whether you're a cop or a nurse, or, you know, some people have to work when the rest of us are partying. So and Patrick and Lori definitely talk about moving on. So Patrick's been with us, but he's itching to get out of the house and onto his own. So I have full confidence that he'll do that after graduating. Which means that officially me and Karen will be empty nesters come April or May, which to me is truly a new chapter in my life. Like I said, I'm healthy, and I didn't think I'd still be doing this at my age, and I don't plan on stopping. I want to keep hiking, but I've had, you know, I have retirement goals, and I do want to travel more. And I always set as a goal that, you know, we would fully retire once the kids were graduated, which is happening now. So I want to start the next chapter of my life, which for me involves traveling internationally. I did a lot of traveling through work, then I took a break from it, but now I'd like to resume traveling, but on a leisurely way instead of through work. And I want Karen to join me, and so we have plans, and we'd like to visit, you know, South America and Europe and places that are a little bit off the beaten path. So I don't think I'll hike as much. I still plan on doing some big hikes, but we'll see. And I might transition the channel to my travel adventures. Who knows? Because I do like social media. But anyway, so it was a great year. 2023 was a great year. I think the country as a whole is hurting a little bit with the economy and with inflation and things like that. And to be honest, I hope Trudeau is no longer our prime minister in the new year, but we'll see. But I'm going into 2024 very optimistic and positive. I got my health, and the family's doing well, and I'm happy, and I hope all of you are doing equally well, and I hope to interact with you further in 2024. And so just in passing, I'd like to thank my wife for being with me all those years and supporting me. Even today, I'm out here alone, and she's at home kind of getting ready because we're traveling north for Christmas. So Karen, thank you for holding down the fort when I'm not home and letting me do my adventures. I love you. I love my children, Sarah, Nick, Patrick, and Raymond. And then I just want to also, shout out to all my friends who've been with me along these adventures. I just finished walking down the path. Chef Evan, I think about Chef all the time. He's one of those great people that I met through this. I also met my, this summer's hiking companion, JT, and Jeff. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys have a great, life ahead of you of hiking. Stephen that I met earlier, awesome meeting you. Wally, who's off doing his thing in Jasper, who I think completed the GDT this year. Wally, I hope things sort of work out for you and settle down and you meet that girl of your dreams. and friends that I haven't connected with recently. You know, haven't seen James Taves, and James, I think you're going through a bit of a bit of a spell right now, and I hope things are going well for you and Carlin. And if I forget people, I'm sorry, but you know, it is what it is. But you guys are, you know, people are on my mind all the time. So, anyways, it's Marty up north saying, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all the best for everybody in the new year, and do this, folks. Just get off the beaten path. Cheers. Yeah, the heat bubble's not very big, you know, and I always say that in winter, fire is everything. Um, if you want to stay out here, I mean, of course you can come out here and survive without a fire. You just, you know, you have to be dressed warmly, and then you end up going inside pretty quickly to bed. But you know, if you want to stay outside and enjoy, a fire is a great thing. I got my whiskey. Good old stop in Longview on the way and got just a little Mickey of Alberta Spring. You guys know me. Mix it with some lime juice, so I call it my Fox Creek Mule as a tribute to my Fox Creek days. There's something about just staring into a fire. 5:03. Just want to show you. The wind is dying down, and right now the sky is clear, so hopefully I'll get a starry night. I hope I get a starry night. I don't think there's a moon tonight. I think there's like no moons. It's going to be dark, and it's eerily quiet, which is normal for winter. You know, there's no leaves on the trees, there's no rustling, and the wind tends to die down. There's still a bit of wind right now, but it's dying down, and you know, there's no birds, there's nothing. Like, there's no noise in winter. So, and the snow muffles the sound. It's very interesting to come out here in winter. Very interesting. And I say this a lot, you know, there's lots of reasons to want to hike in winter. One is obviously it extends your season. If you only hike in summer in Alberta, you know, it's a short season. If you practice and you hike in the winter, then you extend your season quite a bit. But the other thing is, winter really makes you practice some skills, and if you can be comfortable in winter, you're going to be comfortable in the worst conditions of summer. You know, like right now, I'm not wearing gloves. I'm cold, but I'm handling it, and I learned how to be comfortable. You can be comfortable in winter. You have to be comfortable in the cold. Your feet are cold, your body's cold, and things like that. So imagine what it does for me when I'm in the middle of August at night and it's cold. It's completely bearable. There's nothing, so it's a valuable skill to learn to hike and go outdoors in winter, and I definitely recommend people try it. Like, do like I just did. You don't have to go far. You can hike in 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, whatever you want, and go set up your camp. Better yet, if you can find places in Alberta and British Columbia, anywhere I'm sure, where you can winter camp from your car. So you can go to a winter campground and have your car there, but pretend that you're in the backcountry. Leave your car there, set up your tent, make your fire, sleep in your tent, but having the car next to you gives you that assurance that if something goes wrong, you got the car that night. Bring some comforts in the car, but leave them there and practice without those comforts. Yeah, just a thought. Time to start thinking about boiling some water. Well, although the water's probably warm, and I'm not having anything fancy, just some rice and tuna for supper. Oh, I was wrong. There is a moon. About 3/4 of a moon, or whatever, over half anyways. And already a planet next to it. Control is more important right now. I if I wanted to, I could cook it on the fire, but I'm just, cooking some pre-made rice, these quinoa rices, so I'd rather have a little bit of control. So I got my stove going. I thought this was a pouch of tuna. It's actually tuna and mayonnaise. It's like a spread for bread or crackers, but I'm gonna dump it in there anyways. And the main course is this. So I'm having chicken fried rice, and I'm gonna dump tuna salad in it. Why not? Hey, there's no hard fast rule out here. Like, you eat what you want. And yeah, of course, for years I hiked with Chef Evan and I had like gourmet meals. So now I'm back to my old self. But whatever, whatever you feel like eating, eat it. .6:20. It is absolutely pitch black outside. Finished my dinner, had a nice dinner. I boiled some water and threw a little bit of dish soap in there and then dumped it out. Now I'm just melting snow just to rinse that cup so I can have a clean cup tomorrow morning. And yeah, there's not much else to do now except sit by the fire and just enjoy the evening and go from there. I mean, I got lots of firewood, so I'm not worried. I'm warm. Yeah, it's just it's just what I wanted to do today. All right, 10 o'clock. So I made it till 10 o'clock. There's not much to do when you're by yourself, so I was sitting by the fire. Unfortunately, it's a cloudy night, so I can't see the stars. Like, the clouds just came in. I can't even see the moon anymore, so no sense staying up. I'm just going to go to bed. But I probably have to get up during the night to go take a pee or something like that. So if I do, then I'll get up and then I'll go look at the stars. One thing that's nice about this time of year is we usually get gorgeous views of the Milky Way. So hopefully I'll get up and go see the Milky Way. But anyways, for now I'm going to bed. It's almost 8 o'clock and I gotta get up. No matter what, I can't stay in the tent laying on my back for like, I went to bed at 10, so what is that? 10 hours kind of thing. It's too long. Fantastic night. I was comfortable. I have an expression. I mean, I've had people who I've taken out on their first time hikes, and they come in a tent with me, and before I go to bed, I always tell them, everything you hear outside the tent sounds bigger than it is, and please don't wake me up, because I really don't care. And last night was one of those examples. As experienced as I am out here, once in a while you hear a noise outside the tent, and it just startles you, and then you get on a high alert. And your mind will play all sorts of tricks. You convince yourself that you're hearing, a deer or a wolf walking by or something like that. But I'm gonna go walk around here now. I'm guaranteeing you there's no footsteps in the snow. Nothing came by the tent last night. It was just a quiet night. So anyways, I'm gonna get up now, go start a fire, even though it's dark outside. Here, I'll turn off the. No, I'm just gonna go outside and start a fire. Get my day going. It's 8 o'clock. All right, by 8:15, I have enough light that I can function. Just a quick rule of thumb, you have daylight, you have sufficient functioning daylight half an hour before before the timetable says sunrise. So if this morning the sunrise is 8:15, then I have functional daylight at 7:45, and vice versa at the end of the day. So after the sunset on the sunset table, if the sunset table says the sunset is at 4 o'clock, you have functioning daylight until 4:30. And by functioning, I mean, I can walk through here and I can see where I'm going. I can go get water, so it's okay. That well, that didn't take long. Look at how dry it is. It's crazy, but so the tent's basically dry. There's no condensation. Everything's packed up. Got the fire going, boiling some water, and yeah, I gotta get home. I mean, we're driving to Whitecourt today or tomorrow, so. 9:22 on December 22nd. Left a bit of firewood, and then the ones that I didn't use last night, I put them up like that so they don't rot and they stay dry. Whoever shows up in camp will enjoy that for sure. And one quick look around. Didn't leave anything. No tent peg left behind. All right, let's go. I'm watching, but nothing's moving. No critters. Bushwhacking to avoid that water obstacle from yesterday. And this is where the water's coming from. Right underneath here. Beaver's been busy. Yeah, these are, I know that this is a trap line, and what the guys do is they leave markers, and then probably somewhere there he's got his snares or his counter bears or his traps or whatever, somewhere around here. I'm also curious why this tree got cut like that. There's the road. Hopefully the car is good. You have to pay to camp in Kananaskis. It's $15 a day. But yesterday was free. First day of winter is free, and I believe the first Wednesday of every month is free. Yay! You know, the kings are giving us back a few bucks, us mere peasants.
Hey buddy, what you got there?
I've driven by this thing 100 times, and I never really stop. So why did somebody install a caboose here? Like, why? Gross. Been a few fires in here.
I think it's a shame, you know, this area was set aside almost a generation ago by visionary men who wanted Calgary, the surrounding area of Calgary to have a protected area of mountains other than the national parks, and protected for Albertans so that Albertans could enjoy it. And the fact that now we have to pay to park in this part of the world, like, governments are out of control. You know, they've taxed us to death. They're taxing the average Canadian citizen 50% of their income, and there's no more money. There's no more money. And the governments just can't live within their means. They keep spending and spending and spending, and this is the consequence. We have to keep paying.